went into another. That is the reason I'm true.
Hello. Yes, I'm back. Alright, Chinas? Good. Still feeling in a wee Glesga mood? Can you hear it in the background? God, that's going back years, is it no? Mind you, it's better than Andy Stewart's one. So, right, a little bit of nostalgic for me and some of yous. Let's be Glesga. Alright, so anyway, teenager, me and Glesga. Yeah, I stayed in Pollock Shaws, believe it or not. Yes, Pollock Shaws, not Pollock Shields, but Pollock Shaws. Bruce Road. Yeah, stayed there for a few years. Used to love going to work. And of course, my mode of transport was a good old, the original Underground, which I mentioned yesterday, or was it Friday. And you can see a wee clip of that, because I found quite a lot of Underground stuff on good old YouTube. But anyway, Glesga, what can you say about it? Used to work in Union Street when I was 17 as well. Only one hotel in Union Street then, it was Duncan's Hotel. Worked there, bang smack right in the middle of the city centre. That was brilliant. The green and white buses. Oh good God, I forgot I was there. Well, there you go, Joe. There's one just for you, and have a wee swatch at that. Ah, fuck, I forgot that was there. But anyhow, where was I? Aye, going to work in Underground. Yeah, it was great stuff. The old orange and red trains. No, this was before the Greater Glasgow trains. The red trains. And then I remember the Underground being shut down. I was quite sad because I used to drink after work. Used to go to an old pub in Govan, right at the Govan Underground station, the old one. I think it was called Watson's, I think. It's a man's pub, and here was a 17-year-old fella. Yeah, used to get totally blitzed in about £2. It was brilliant. Ah, going home pissed on the Underground. Ah, that was great. Oh, for God's sake. As long as Sunny Divine doesn't pop up. Don't mention SG. No. Hey, there's my song. So anyway, going home on Underground when you were pissed. That was fun. And then I'd mentioned the other day that used to walk through the Clyde Tunnel. That's right, you can still do that now. It's between White Inch, Dumbarton Road, and it's right across the road. I used to stay in a flat there, but it wasn't a flat, it was like a room in a kitchen. Right above this chip shop, absolutely fantastic, and it was directly right across the road from the Clyde Tunnel that you could walk through. Oh God, what have we got now? Oh fuck. But anyway, never mind the music. I thought it was just a Glesga song it was on. But anyway, I stayed across this road, right? And it was directly right across the road to the Clyde Tunnel. And it was great. It was a great shortcut way back then. Because I used to have a lot of mates from Govan. So I used to walk through it. And how would you describe the walk through tunnel? Quite narrow. You can get, it's like a bike lane and then a path, the same sort of path. You could walk on the right hand side. It was painted kind of lime green or something like that. So right, you were going downhill as you were going through heading towards Govan. But see, as soon as you got right in the middle of the Clyde, right underneath the Clyde, it used to be either side big extractor fans. These were noisy buggers. And they were behind corrugated grid fences. Used to be petrified. So when I got there, it got louder and it got louder as you got to the centre of the Clyde Tunnel. And I used to say, oh, for need to get out of here. So I used to start running. I used to run right past them. And way back then, because the tunnel wasn't maintained as it used to be, or it is now I should say, you used to get streaks of water coming down the sides. This was petrifying. Here was you, underneath the bloody Clydes, and I used to think, 16, 17-year-old, Jesus, mother of Joseph, the water could come right down, and I'd be drowned. And so I used to run right past that, and then it was all up kind of steady hill as you approach Scubbin, and it used to come out just before the old bingo hall in Govan, heading towards Govan Cross. Yeah, I loved the underground, I really do. It was on YouTube the day about it. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm drifting here but I don't care. Shut up! I'm quite convinced that, you know Greg's, Joe will know this, and Joyce will know this, you know Greg's the Bakers? Well, I am convinced the very first Greg's Bakers actually opened in Glesga, just off George Square. I'm sure. I swear by it. Jesus. One apologises for the music. No disclaimer, but, well, it's Glaswegian, it's Scottish, so it's good. Oh. But anywho, where was I? Don't know, I digress. Aye, Joe, you said you loved orange buses, old Strathclyde buses. Well, you can still see them, hen. Go into YouTube and have a wee nosy in there. Favourite places I used to love going to. The original Museum of Transport, which was on the Pollock Shaws. I can't remember the name of the road that it was on, but it used to be just down for a pub called the Lord Darnley, which was a Celtic pub, funny enough. Oh God, what was the name of it? Albert Drive, that's the one. Used to be an Albert Drive before it moved to the Kelvin Hall. It's great in there, love it in there. Every time I'm in Glesga, well, most every time I'm in Glesga, I go into the Museum of Transport. But I hear it's been moved again because they've got just so much stuff in it. I believe it's going to where the Science Museum is. I believe it's going in there. I don't know when the move's going to be, but I think it's going to be quite soon, probably next year. January, February, March, April, May, something like round about then. I don't know, but I can find out I suppose. But I used to hang out about there. But I hung out in Govan. I used to do my winching there. Winching. There's the right Glesga word. Hey, you winching, son? Well, shut up, are you? Gonna shut up. Winching. For those of yous, and there's going to be many out there who don't know what the hell I'm going on about, winching. Glesga word for snogging. Aye, there you go. You winching yet? No, he's awfully cute. He's away out winching tonight. A great Glesga word that is. Definitely. What else do I remember? City Centre. I can remember the old Boots. I was right at the bottom of Union Street, at the cross, Withergyle Street. And I used to call it the Embassy Bridge, where the Central Station Bridge is. Boots used to sit right on the right hand side of Union Street. Great big 5-floored Boots it was. And there used to be a great big clock. I said clock. And everybody used to meet there. Oh, I'll meet you at Boots Clock, hen. Aye. I can't remember what it is now. But that was a favourite meeting place. Aye, I'll meet you at the Boots Clock, hen. Yeah. What I love about Glesga as well, it's the only place that you can actually get a roll and sliced sausage for 10 bob. 50p. 10 bob. That's a bargain. And the Glesga people. Yeah, I've got to love the Glesga people. Because they are the friendliest people. It's the friendliest city in Scotland, if not the UK. Last year I went through to Glesga. I got off at Queen Street, and I went and got an Evening Times. You know, I stood and I spoke to the news vendor guy for about an hour and a half. Just banter. You know, we probably spoke a lot of crap, but we just gabbed. It's great, because when you live in Glesga, no everybody's a stranger. It's no because you can walk past somebody and go, "You alright, darling?" or "How's it going, mate?" "I need to go back to work today," blah blah. You know, but where I live now, Edinburgh, they don't do that here in Edinburgh, and I've said this before, they don't. They're awfully restricted here in Edinburgh. But Glesga, you can have a conversation, you go into any bar, whether you're a guy or a bird, and you go in, and you can gab to anybody and they'll talk to you. There's no fear, especially for a woman going into a bar. A lot of women out there don't like going into bars themselves for obvious reasons, but Glesga, nah, I never ever seen that, and I keep returning to Glesga. Would I go back to Glesga? You're damn right I would. If I could go back to Glesga the mare, I would. There's nothing stopping me here. Absolutely nothing. It's quite a big move. It's a massive move. Here I live in a multi-storey block right up the top in my penthouse suite. That'd be a move, just getting the stuff down the flimming, not down the stairs, but down in the lift. That'd be a big move. I would love to go back. If I could pick anywhere in Glasgow to go back to, I think it would be, well, obviously it would be Partick, White Inch, round about there. I wouldn't go back to Easterhouse, stayed in Easterhouse. I stayed in the Great Gartee. Yeah, I stayed there. And I survived. No, I would love to go back to Partick. Partick's brilliant. Partick's just linked up with everything. Buses, trains, planes, everything. Every mode of transport is absolutely fantastic. Love it. The only bad thing I've got to say about the trains in Glasgow, the local trains, is like say the Glesga to Balloch or places like that, or Glesga to Ayr, as far as I'm aware, there's no bloody toilets in the trains. But if you get the local trains here from like say Edinburgh to Dunfermline or something like that, they've got en-suite facilities on the train. I've not been on a Glesga train apart the Edinburgh Glesga Express. Yes, and there are loos on them, but I don't know about the local Glasgow Wans. Yeah, I would definitely go back to Glasgow the mare. Somebody says to me, "Right, Michael, got your wee place, got a truck, the guys are going to move you, just jump my train and we'll see you at the other end." That would be flimming brilliant, that would. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I love Glesga. It's my home. Spent more time there than growing up and in my late teens and early 20s. I always kept going back to it. Always do keep going back to it. It's the best site in the flimming world. And I'd make a damn good advert for Glesga. Right, that's about it. The rants, don't worry, the rants will be returning on Monday. I've got a few. I know what's going on outside. I know what's going on in the papers and the news and all the rest of it. And the 3 strikes and you're out rule for the dole, the lazy buggers in the dole, totally agree with it. Totally. And so I'm going to be talking about that. Alright. Get them up after arses. Why should I or anybody else that works flimming hard pay them to sit on their arses? Right. See? Nearly a rant there. Nearly a rant. So I'm going to be talking about that. Alright. Hope you've enjoyed. This has been my little memory down lane. Memory down lane. My little trip down memory lane. Thanks again, and I'll speak to you soon. Alright, people. Alright, my wee Chinas. Right. Ta-ra. Take care. And I'll see you Monday.